what to do about this cyclic disaster thing that's happening. Well, there's actually good things about cyclic behaviours, and I'm going to put this in the next video. I think this video is probably too long already, but the solution to this problem I see, there's already glimmerings of the next half cycle starting with a restorative effect, bringing us back to normal, more fact-based and evidence-based. Okay, that's going to be in the next video. So what's the solution to this horrendous situation developing in South Africa that is intended to take place in Europe? The idea is to duplicate it on a bigger scale in Europe, and basically genocide about 1 billion white people with imported help, basically. So what's the solution? Well, there's glimmerings of a solution because the next half cycle is already appearing, and this is what we do. There is a need for conservative young people who the cycle just happened to have produced recently, and they are nurtured and mentored by one of their great leaders, which is Paul Joseph Watson. He's even got 12-year-old kids buttonholing him in the street and saying, "I'm listening to you, and I really hate going to school in a Marxist education system." So counterculture of youth is now working against the system that advanced Europe to the brink of destruction, and young people are being produced in ever-growing numbers where they detest the whole Marxist system around them. Now, what can you do with this? What can you do with it? Here I'm going to propose a playful game. It's a philosophy-themed game. I haven't given the philosophy a name, you can figure it out yourself, but it's a computer game because the intrepid bunch of internauts that I hang around with, some of them are experts on gaming, you see, online gaming, that sort of thing. They know a lot about themes of stories and that sort of thing. So here I'm going to propose a computer game as a solution to the problem facing the Western world. What's needed is plausible deniability for the opinion leaders currently on the internet. So you really need to get conservative young people who are basically growing up straight and normal, okay? You've got to get them off the net and off cell phones, which is extraordinarily difficult because they've had them since they were in the crib. So what can these young people do? Well, it can be explained to you. Storytellers can explain to you that all the politicians you've ever seen on your UK television screen are in fact just puppets. They're a bit like sort of John Cleese in a bowler hat, and you don't know. He looks very impressive, silly walks and all that stuff. He's a typical politician, but he's actually controlled by a puppeteer that you can't see. So both political parties are utterly controlled. They're purchased early in life, rather like Bob Hawke was purchased in Australia early in his career, and it led to the downfall of the South African regime, which had increased the population by 900%. Okay? Purchased also are all British politicians. So the halls of power are actually, in the UK, populated by a small number of faceless, nameless people. They can be found today with modern information technologies such as the internet. But you really need another organisation produced which operates like Antifa, but they are not to work in public. Antifa works in public in front of cameras and burns cars and shoots policemen and that sort of thing. You don't want to do that, because the problem is not in the streets of Europe. The problem is in the halls of power that pull the strings. And the invisible string pullers have to be shown, they have to be made to deeply and very deeply regret what they are doing right now in carrying on their natural tendencies to do great damage to host nations, okay, where the string pullers live. Okay, So deep regret must be installed in these people who live out of sight, out of the limelight, behind the cardboard cutout politicians that you have in the UK. So that's got to be done by people who don't have a presence on the internet and can't be tracked, don't use cell phones, may wear masks like Antifa, like street thugs, but they won't be seen burning cars. This is the computer game I'm describing. Won't be seen burning cars, won't have a bar of shooting policemen, that sort of thing. Absolutely wrong. Won't be provoking authorities for things to be filmed in the street, like ambushing firemen and that sort of thing. Completely wrong. Don't need to do that. Utterly pointless. In light of the ante being raised by the people behind the scenes, that is Selma and Pettibone being jailed for nothing, as soon as they step off the plane, it's jailed for 3 days, and it's likely to happen on and off for the rest of their lives, while ever they persist in bucking the system by just speaking. In light of that recent event, which has shocked 2 of our opinion leaders into saying something very direct, Mark Collett and Black Pigeon speak. Mark Collett has said, we have to become the government. So he doesn't want you to run for Parliament and become elected and all that stuff. It's a complete waste of time. That's the system that has failed us dramatically in the Western world. It's long exceeded its use-by date. Parliamentary election's not the way to go. Now, there's a limit to what these opinion leaders can say, because they can be thrown in jail too. But Mark Collett said that we have to become the government. That means not letting the government as it is continue to operate. You've got to start reading the coded messages you're being given. Now, Black Pigeon Speak said the same thing. He actually said that we have to become offensive. Okay? I don't think he's ever said that before, but he is shocked by the Selma Pettibone incident. And like Mark Collett likes to say, online petitions and Twitter storms and lovely sparkling videos aren't going to change what's happening to us. So, becoming offensive is the advice from Black Pigeon Speaks, and we know he's limited to what he can say, we know that. And Mark Collett is saying we have to become the government. Now, there's other words for this. So you're going to end up hearing, I think, a lot more political pig Latin, where you can be shown to make up your own mind and remain on YouTube as long as possible. I don't know how long my channel will stay open. I have to talk this way to keep the channel open and getting the message out. So follow those opinion leaders, but start reading into what they're saying to you in very measured hints, what it really translates to in physical, evidential, normal reality that you would like to retain. It's really that simple. So get smart at reading into what people are telling you in very measured terms. So you could like, share and comment this video, spread it around, put it anywhere you like. I don't care where you put it, but we do need some advice. And we also need, given to younger people, and we need plausible deniability for these opinion leaders. You could argue I'm sort of a middleman here, hoping that younger people will be able to see and appreciate this message. Okay, so like, share and comment, and I'll see you next time.